So guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in again. If you are new to the channel, I'm Paul from the Kenneth Family Adventures. We do family vacation content, Orlando, Florida, Disney, Universal and things like that. We also have other trips on there. We do hotel reviews, airline reviews, restaurant reviews and other things like that. There's lots of footage and content on the channel, looking at around 110 videos so far. Today I am flying with Aer Lingus and I'm going to be doing an independent and honest review of the service the whole way through from check-in. I'll put some footage in there. I checked in yesterday morning, through to the bag drop service, security here at Dublin Airport, which is normally pretty good to be fair, and then pre-clearance flying to the US with Aer Lingus, and we'll be clearing customs here in Ireland before I travel, which is a real plus and a real benefit to anyone traveling to North America. So I'm going to take you along with me and we'll see what the service is like. Anyone who has been on the channel before will know that I have had mixed experience with Aer Lingus in the past. I know I'll put this out here, I'm only going to say this once in this video. They're one of the few carriers that do not offer alcohol on a long haul service, which is absolutely fine. I'm fully aware of that. I'm traveling with them, aware of that. I will not mention that again. Got a few comments in the last video that I focused too much on that. It's not a concern for me. I'm hiring a car the other side. This is more about the overall service of the food, the entertainment and the service on the plane, for anyone who's interested, and I will take you along with me. So I strongly recommend downloading the Aer Lingus app if you are travelling with them. Makes things so much easier. You can't check in with Aer Lingus until 24 hours before your flight, which is a bit of a pain, but more common nowadays, I suppose. When you've attached your reference number into the app, it'll pull up your flight details. You then can select, let them know if there's any special requirements. You can select your seats, upgrade and things like that. A little tip: if you click the seat me anywhere, you are taking a chance, but it means you're not paying anything for seat selection. The prices were between $30 and $60. I didn't choose any of those and I ended up getting seated by the window near the front, which was great. So just to talk through what's going to happen in this video today, guys, I want to do a bit of a walkthrough for anyone that maybe hasn't flown from Dublin before. I'm going to literally do like a POV walk with me. So where I was talking to you from there was right by the corner. I'm going to walk you through here to where the baggage drop-off weighing scales are, and then I'm going to do that. That's going to be the flavour of the whole video, where you're going to walk with me through the airport, through security, through the pre-clearance, and then the same when I get to the other side, the whole way to the car hire. Feel free to fast forward past any of this if it's not of interest to you, but I thought it'd be really useful for anyone that was using Dublin for the first time. So these do-it-yourself bag drop-off, stick the label on it yourself, are all the rage in airports nowadays, and I actually do think it speeds the process up as long as you're savvy enough. Straightforward enough. You just scan your boarding pass under the computer. It spits out a label. You put the label around your bag the way you've seen people do it at the airport before, and then you take it over and it scans in, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, really straightforward, no hassle with it. There's always plenty of staff around, which is great in Dublin Airport, just to take that pressure off. If you haven't done it before, don't be scared to ask for a bit of help. There's always people around. So stage one, really straightforward. That took about 30 seconds. Scan your boarding pass, have your bag on it, print the label out, and you put the tag onto it, and then you just take it over the bag drop, which is over here behind me. So once you have the label on your bag, you literally walk over to the signs where it says the gate numbers, and rather than have people there, they just have weighing machines and scanners. You just find one that's free, set your bag up, you need to scan your boarding pass, and then it scans your bag, it tells you where you're going, and it gives you a receipt. Again, there's always plenty of staff walking back and forward if you do need a bit of help. In my case, because I have a UK passport, they had to override the machine, but it only took a minute or two to do that and no concerns whatsoever. It's actually a really straightforward system and I like it. So just dropped my bag off there and got a receipt for my luggage. I have to say, really straightforward process. For those that don't know, Aer Lingus obviously are the national carrier of Ireland, and their hub is here at Terminal 2 at Dublin Airport. Lots of staff around, although they're using the kiosks for the check-in like most airlines nowadays. Plenty of staff around to help, little help desks everywhere. Because I have a UK passport and travelling from Ireland to the US, I needed to have my passport checked, but the guy was over, checked that within a few seconds, and did the override on the machine, so I got my receipt for my luggage, and now I'm going to head up and go through security. I don't want to curse it, but security here at Dublin is always really, really good. I don't think I've ever, even on busy days, it's coming up to, I suppose, 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning, I don't think I've ever seen it more than about 15 minutes, so I hope I haven't cursed it there, and I'll take you along. But so far, so good. Really straightforward, pleasant experience, and I will see how the rest of it goes. So this is the point of view I can see. I'm looking back at the weighing machines and the self drop-off, the bag drop-off area that I've just been, and I'm just going to turn around and go up the escalator towards security. Again, I really like the layout of Dublin Airport. It would be our strong preference to travel from there compared to Belfast, because it is so well laid out. The staff are always super nice. Everything's really well signposted. So once you're up the top of that first escalator, you literally just turn right, you're up a second and final escalator, and then that takes you on to the level that the security is on. So might have cursed a little bit. I've come up here and the time for security says 18 minutes, but for an international flight location like this, 18 minutes is nothing, to be honest, compared to the London airports. This will be fabulous. So I'm going to check my time when I join the queue, and I'll see what time it is when I get out the other side, so you can get a true reflection of the timings that they post here. It's normally pretty accurate, as I said, and it's normally a pretty straightforward experience. Always find the staff here at Dublin Airport super friendly. I'm not saying they're not in other places, but the Irish in general are very friendly, and the staff here really seem to enjoy themselves and make it a pleasant experience. So through security, I checked my watch there, it was actually only 16 minutes, and that's me putting myself back together. I just had to take my hoodie off. Really straightforward. They have the new machines, you don't need to take anything out of your bag, laptops, electricals, everything just stays in there, and really fast. I think I've said it before, I don't think I've ever had a bad experience here at Dublin Airport. It's a really well run, well organised machine. They're all about everyone having a good experience, which honestly is not the case in all airports, as anyone who's a frequent traveller will know. So yeah, another great experience. It's now only about 10 past 10. My flight with Aer Lingus to DC is about 10 to 1. Oddly, the gate on the app says it's closing the gate closed at 11:20, which seems a bit a long time before the flight departure time, but still gives me plenty of time to go and have some breakfast. I am going to go and have breakfast here in the main terminal, Terminal 2. Reason for that, just in case you are flying and using the pre-clearance service at Dublin Airport, the food options once you get through to pre-clearance security are not great. There's a few things there, but not a lot. There's many more options here in the main terminal, so my suggestion would be get here a little bit earlier and have breakfast here, and still give yourself plenty of time to go through pre-clearance. The last couple of times I've gone to pre-clearance, it's been a breeze, literally 10-15 minutes. Going back a couple of years ago, there could be a queue there, there's extra security, there's belts, and yeah, they basically do the whole security thing again, but the last couple of times they've not been doing that, so those machines have been switched off, and it's just getting a line to see US immigration, and then they talk to you, ask you why you're going on your trip, etc., and go from there. So yeah, I'm going to have a bit of breakfast now because I'm absolutely starving, and then I will go through and show you the whole process for pre-clearance. So plenty of shopping options here at Dublin, as you'd expect. The Loop is their duty-free shop, and then when you come through, you see the escalators going up to the right-hand side there. There's a mezzanine area up there. That's where most of the food is. There's lots of food options up there. It's done the big, massive market style, but there's about 8 different types of food and things like that. So plenty of options. I'm heading here to the Fallow, which is the one you can see just in front of you, which is absolutely delicious and comes highly recommended.
You can scan that barcode on the menu, which allows you to order on the app and pay on the app, etc. Unfortunately, I was paying with cash, so I wasn't able to do that. But there's an option to go up to the counter, give them your order and table number, and they will take your cash happily from there. Lots of good breakfast options, brunch options, and the prices are not too bad. I highly recommend the Fallow breakfast, Irish breakfast, which is absolutely delicious, and you can swap items in and out there. But something for everyone here, absolutely. And I defy you to come in and not find something you like. This is me just coming up to place my order and pay for my breakfast before going back and enjoying the beautiful view by my table, which is always nice to look out and see some of the planes. Unfortunately, none of those were mine, but you can see there's Aer Lingus planes and American Airlines and things there. Always gets me excited when you're sitting looking out the window while you're having your breakfast on a business trip, or even better when you're going on holiday, but I'm not today. But always great to be looking out the window and see the planes out there.
So I'm sitting in the Fallow Restaurant, Terminal 2, Dublin Airport, just about to have my breakfast. I did try this place for the first time on my last trip, and I have to say the food quality was very, very good. Service was quite quick. I had to go and order at the bar there, but you can see I've got a lovely table right overlooking some of the gates, so you can see planes coming in and there's planes sitting there ready to go. So a lovely way to start off my trip, and everything seems on time with the flight. I checked the board there while I was ordering my food. And yeah, I'll have my breakfast here, and then we'll go from here through the pre-clearance, which hopefully shouldn't take too long.
Just a quick snapshot of my breakfast before I head on. It doesn't look great now that I'm looking at it, but it was absolutely delicious, I can assure you.
So just finished my breakfast there at Fallow. Absolutely beautiful. I put footage in there of the breakfast itself. I took a lot of other stuff out. You get black and white pudding, tomato, big mushroom and things. I took all that off because it's not my thing, but I was able to get some extra sausage instead. All of that with an apple juice was less than €20. I think that's fab for airport. Food quality was good, service wasn't bad, and the price is pretty good. So I'm just going to go through here to pre-clearance and show you what that's all about. For those of you who don't know, when you're flying to North America from Dublin Airport and Shannon Airport, I believe, in Ireland, you can go through pre-clearance, which means you go through American customs at this side. It means when you land on the other side, regardless of where you're going, you're straight out off the plane, straight to the carousel, pick your bags up. There's no lengthy queue at immigration, which can be an issue sometimes, especially if you're going to really busy places. I'm into DC today, and it's a big, busy airport. Going into Orlando, for example, will be super busy. There's normally quite a few planes coming in at the same time. So it is a benefit. It just gives a wee bit extra time this side, but it means it saves you time the other side, which is a plus.
So again, you've seen I was walking, there's only one direction you can walk in when you come through security really, but I walked towards the Fallow, and then when I came out the Fallow, continued walking the same direction. It's easy to see the signs. It says SAM and US pre-clearance. It goes a certain area of the airport, and then you come down here. This is all pre-clearance down here, so when you come down you'll see the signs for pre-clearance on the right hand side at the bottom of this escalator. Again, plenty of staff around to help. I was going to go and join the back of the queue when I get there, and the lady was actually opening up another access way, and I was able to get in a little bit quicker. It looks like there's a bit of a queue there, but please don't be concerned about that. It goes down super quick, and I'll tell you shortly about the timing to get through here, which was not bad at all. You just have to show your boarding pass and passport there very quickly, and then you go on down into the actual pre-clearance room, which is like another security area really, and that's what it looks like when you enter it. I'm not allowed a video in there, but there's again plenty of staff around, plenty of clear signage as to where to go. Everything's straightforward and absolutely nothing to be concerned about.
So I had checked this timestamp on my phone before I did my boarding pass at the entrance to pre-clearance, and it was 11:08. It's now 11:17, which means it took 9 minutes to get through pre-clearance. That's incredible. It's so good. Now, they had the security channels open by way of having to check your bags, take your shoes off, liquids, and things like that. But that seemed to only be for US citizens who were put down one channel to go and do that, and anyone who was a non-US citizen, went down another channel, went straight through to pre-clearance. So 9 minutes to get through pre-clearance, fantastic. And as I said, on the other side, you're just straight through, pick your bag up and away you go. So great system. Love this about Dublin Airport. We're from Northern Ireland, of course, but we would regularly, and when we're flying international, we'd come down to Dublin just to, if we're going to the US, of course, to use that service, because it's a real benefit, especially when you're travelling with kids. 9 minutes this side to get straight out after a long flight when everyone's tired is absolutely priceless. So yeah, so far really smooth, no problems. Been a good experience so far, both with Aer Lingus and Dublin Airport in general. So I'm going to go and find out what gate I'm at, sit down and get relaxed and get ready for my flight.
So I said earlier about there not being many food options down here once you get to pre-clearance, and I'll stand by that. There's one main restaurant which is called the Whiskey Basket, which I'll walk past in a second. Just confirming there's my flight to Dulles, and that looks like it is 414 for the gate. So when you come down here, you see the Whiskey Basket. Always a big queue for it because a lot of people leave it last minute. It's always packed in there. I do like a breakfast, and they only do turkey, sausages and bacon, which I can eat, but it wouldn't be a strong preference. There's a little grab and go area and a little bar there, and then there's a little supermarket bit, WH Smith. I would normally go in here and get a couple of bottles of water for the flight. There are some gates downstairs, but today I'm in 414, I believe, and that is up the escalator. This seems quite new, this area up here, and I've flown out of this part of the airport the last couple of times. It seems to be the US flights primarily are all up here, of course, with this being the pre-clearance area. I'm up, I'm looking for 414, turned back in myself and walked along. You see there on the right hand side here, just near the toilets, there's a water filling station where you can fill up your own water bottles with cold water. I always take mine with me, so I've got it for the flight, and when I'm over the other side, comes in really handy to keeping hot drinks hot and cold drinks cold. From there, I'm just straight on. You see in 418 there, and then I'm going to come past 416, and before I know it, I'm in 414, which is just up here on the left hand side, and I get to get a lovely view of the plane.
So just waiting to board here and just find out the aircraft is an Airbus A321. The last time I flew this route was an A321neo, which is the same aircraft but a new engine option, I believe. So I'm not sure if this means that I'm getting on an older plane this time. These are planes that are designed for short to medium distances, it says, so I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's safe enough, it must be, to fly over the Atlantic. And to be honest, I had no issues the last time. It's just a little bit disconcerting when you're getting on a plane that doesn't really seem much bigger than an EasyJet plane that would normally take you short haul flights over the Atlantic to the US. But the entertainment systems in the seats is 3 and 3, 3 seats one side, 3 seats the other. The entertainment system on the seats and one thing and another there. It's obviously designed for these types of flights. It just feels a bit odd being on there. Speaking to another passenger there, and he was like, "Is this our plane?" And I was like, "Yeah, don't worry, I was on one before." And he was like, "There's no way this is meant to be going over the Atlantic." So there was concern from him as well, but as I've done it before and had no issues, I'm not really bothered, to be honest. So just coming down ready to get on the plane. Interestingly, the girl at the passport check said that she's seen the logging stick and said, "Are you recording?" And I was like, "No." And of course I showed her that I wasn't. And she said, "Just make you aware you're not allowed to record on the airplane," which I've never heard of that before. Everyone has a phone and everyone does bits and pieces, so yeah, not sure. I'll see what happens when I get on, sure.
So yeah, the layout of this plane seems quite familiar to me. It's very similar to the one I travelled on previously. You see I'm coming through business here, where there's the options of single seats like this one with plenty of space either side, or there's 2 seats where the seats are still quite wide, but probably not just as big. And then we're through into the economy cabin, where I was, of course. and as I said earlier, I got seated in 13A, which was a touch considering I didn't pay for the seats. I just used the Seat Me Anywhere, and it was grand. Not a load of space on this plane, I've got to say. You can see it's snug enough. This would be normally a short haul plane, I would say, bar the entertainment system. USB connector there and jacks for headphones if you want to put them in. There's also plugs down here, although it didn't work during the flight, so I'm not sure if that's just for cleaners or if we are meant to use that. You can see how tight it is for my feet and my bag there. So I'm seated at seat 13A. Just a little tip for you, when I was booking on, when I was checking online yesterday, it gave me the option to select some seats. Some of them were in the middle towards the back, some were in the middle closer to the front, but they were all like $30, 30 euros. The ones near the front and the middle were like 60 euros. There's a little button you can click on there to say Seat Me Anywhere. I've used it the last couple of times and end up with a window seat right towards the front, so don't go paying for seats. If you're traveling on your own, I wouldn't bother. If you want to receive your family, of course, then that's your choice and that's what you're paying for. I'm so sorry. Sorry, someone just dropped something out of the overhead locker and almost hit someone.
Are you okay?
So I just press that button and you will be able to, now they could seat you anywhere as the button says yes, but both times I've done that I've ended up with a window seat towards the front. The last time it was row 11, this time it was row 13. So if I'd wanted to pay for this, I'd say this is at least a 60 euro job, and I didn't pay for it at all, and I won't do it on the way back either. So just a little hint, tip for you there, might come in handy. Don't come chasing after me if they end up seating you by the toilets at the back, but it's worked for me the last couple of times for sure. So I've done a little, I'll show you a little bit of room in around my feet, and there's not a lot of space in these seats. There's only 3 and 3, so I'm not sure how comfortable it'll be for a long haul flight. There's no one in the middle between myself and the person in the aisle at the moment, so if there's not, then I'll be able to move my I'll move my bag into the middle, which will give me a bit more leg room here, which will certainly help. So I will I'll just keep an eye on that as the flight goes on. I'm going to get comfortable now, and I'll check through the menu on the back of the seat to show you the entertainment and to show you the food and stuff that's coming on, and of course I'll show you the food that comes out later. So far really smooth. It's about 20 to I believe about 20 to 12, which means we're about 10 minutes from taking off. It looks like everyone's on the plane now, so fingers crossed everything goes smoothly. So on to the entertainment system. Really straightforward and easy to use, as most of these are on planes nowadays. Plenty of movie options. A lot of them hadn't changed much from when I was on a similar flight maybe a couple of months ago. Broken down into different categories: action, comedy, drama, love stories, and then they catch them into best of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, recent releases, and then maybe some different franchises and things like that. But some of the movies obviously are duplicated throughout some of the other categories. I think I counted overall, and there must have been between 70 and 80 different movies. So again, I defy you to not find something like on there. There's obviously TV shows, music videos and things like that as well. So plenty of options, and something to keep you entertained if you wanted to pass your time on the flight. Obviously, with this being Aer Lingus, they had a top Irish section on here, and there's actually some really good movies on there. There was a couple I hadn't seen before that I did watch on this flight that were really good. Don't recall their names for love nor money, but yeah, definitely worth look at the Irish ones, because they seem to go all out for those with it being an Irish airline. So we were bang on time leaving. Wasn't long before we were taxiing back, getting ready to hit the runway to take off. The safety demonstration and everything, all the preliminaries with the staff were absolutely grand, and then we were in the air and on our way for the, I think it was an 8.5 hour flight to Washington Dulles from Dublin. It seemed a beautiful day leaving Dublin. Don't always see it like that, to be honest, but it was an absolutely beautiful one, and looking forward to the flight ahead. Just wanting to look ahead, I'm always nosy to see what the food options are and things like that. You can pull up the menus for food and drink, as I have well documented, as you know, everything on the bar service, wine, beers, spirits, etc. are all they're all payable. They're not too badly priced, to be honest. I think it's about €6 for a beer, and all the drinks seem to float around that €6 to €7, which isn't bad overall. Soft drinks and water and juices and that are complimentary, and they're very happy to bring them around to you with snacks, and if you want any more then you head up to the galley and they'll replenish them for you. But yeah, give you information on there regarding the menu so you know what you're going to have to eat.
So they're coming around with dinner. It's now 2:20, so we've only been in the air about an hour and a half. They've already done a drink service, and they're now coming around with the food. Food options seem quite good. The chicken option is sweet and sour chicken with egg fried rice. The beef is a beef bolognese pasta, and the vegetarian option is a vegetarian tomato penne with vegetables. So it seems okay, and quite prompt for the service. So the last time I think I had something similar on one of my previous flights, and the beef was very nice. So I'll show you what it's like when it comes out, and see what you think.
And this is one of my favourite times of the flight, when they bring the food out. I have to say, I might be a bit of a weirdo, but I do love plain food. I always find it super tasty. It's probably pumped full of MSG and bad things, but I do find it delicious. So I went for the bolognese pasta. There's a little slaw salad there, which I'm not going anywhere near. They give you water, of course. There's Irish wheaten bread, which is absolutely delicious, and a little white chocolate and passion fruit mousse for dessert. I think that's a nice little meal here, to be honest. The pasta I've had, maybe not this exact one, but I have had a similar meal on here before, and it was delicious. Another one and a favourite of theirs on Aer Lingus is actually Irish stew, which is just incredible, as you'd expect it to be. But overall, super happy with the food. It was delicious as always, and I had all apart from that dodgy salad.
So we're just going to try this. The beef looks great. Bolognese. It's tasty. It's bolognese, but as far as airplane food goes, that's quite good. I remember the beef being really good the last time I was on here, to be honest. So I'm just going to butter up the wheat and bread. It was a dense Irish bread for those that haven't had it, and have that with my bolognese. It'll be lovely. So just finished the food there, delicious actually. The beef pasta was really good, the wheat and bread and butter was lovely. I wasn't too sure if I was going to like the passion fruit mousse dessert, but it was actually delicious, a little bit of white chocolate shaved over it. The only thing I didn't have was like a slaw salad at the start. I wasn't touching that. I'm sure it's perfectly nice, but it's just not my type of thing. So yeah, I'm just going to settle back and watch a movie. They did say, one thing I noticed that the last time it was on, they don't come round and round with the drinks trolley, even with the complimentary drinks, but they did say that there's more available. If you go to the galley at the back where the loos are, you can pick up more there, so they're quite happy to give them to you, which is fair enough. So I'll maybe pick something else up, maybe another Coke or something when I go to the loo. I'm just going to sit back now and enjoy a bit of a movie.
So yeah, the food service was really prompt. They brought it out really quickly. Probably, we're only an hour into the flight, if that, which is great. I always like to get that out of the way, especially if you are ready for it, as I normally am. So I was just kicking back, watching some movies and checking out the entertainment. You see, they did come round again and were happy to give me more snacks and another Coke, and they did the same for the girl next to me. So yeah, no complaints whatsoever. So this was later on the flight, not far from landing, about an hour or so before landing. It was a nice Irish bap that had ham, cheese and Ballymaloe relish in it. It doesn't look great, but I have to tell you it was absolutely delicious like the rest of the food, and you got a nice little chocolate bar there too. Got to say, this flight passed really quickly. It seemed like no time at all. A few movies deep, a few cokes and some snacks, and the aeroplane food. And before you knew it, we were on our descent down into Washington Dulles, and we were bang on time. We were actually in really good time, and managed to get off exactly when we were supposed to. So again, prompt service and an on-time landing, which is always a great benefit after a long flight like this. I'm sure you'll all agree. So flight time actually only ended up being about 8 hours, which was fantastic. Always nice when you get off the other side after a long flight. Arrived in Washington Dulles. This place is absolutely huge. I do love the airport, but it's huge. This arrivals terminal, I think there's something like 113 airline gates. There's space for 24,000 airlines here, and it sits on about 11,500 acres. So just put that into perspective, that's absolutely huge. But as I said, it's really well laid out. You come into this arrivals terminal and then you jump on a little train and that takes you into the main terminal.
So I am here at Dulles Airport. When you get off the plane, you just walk through, follow the sign to baggage claim, and the airport's so big, like a lot of the US ones, you have to jump on a little train, brings you over to the main terminal. That's where baggage claim is. They told us on the plane our bags would be available at Carousel 10, so that's where I'm going to head now. And then from there, I'm going to show you how to leave the carousel area and go to the car hire, just in case that's of interest to you. If it's not, you can end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, got something out of it. And please subscribe to the channel if you are interested in general vacation and travel content. We really would appreciate that. If you do want to see how to get to the car hire place from the carousel and baggage claim, stick with me and I'll talk you through the rest of the process.
So this glass walkway that I'm speaking to you from is when you come up the steps as soon as you get off the train. There's not really anywhere else you can go. This is the only way to baggage reclaim. So when you get off the train to the main terminal, you come up the steps to this glass walkway, and then you come through here to the escalator, which takes you up into baggage reclaim. It really is a well laid out airport. It's huge, as you would imagine. There's tons of baggage reclaims, but I was fortunate enough that number 10 was right next to the door where I came in.
So I'm at baggage reclaim number 10. See the doors behind me there? It says do not re-enter. That's where I was speaking to you just now. You come through those doors, then you can't re-enter there, of course. Baggage reclaim number 10 is just to your right hand side as you come through these doors, so handy, really close to me today. So as soon as I pick up my bag, I'm going to show you how to get to the car hire shuttle buses, and I'll take you along with me. So I've got my bags, I'm ready to go. So just to let you know, location wise and direction wise, that's Carousel 10 just behind me there where I just picked up my bag, and I'm going to be turning right and walking down this way. I'm going to turn around and just do a little walk through of where I need to go to get the shuttle buses for the car hire. They're all in the same little strip, yeah, I'll show you where to go from here. So we're in baggage reclaim baggage reclaim and by number 10, and we will I'll turn around so we can give a little walk through. So I'm just walking down this direction. Carousel 10's over to the right, and you'll see signs here for ride up, pick up, parking, rental cars, hotels and shared vans, and I'm going to be going down to the left here. So you're down this little central bit, down this slope, and it takes you right down out of the building. You cross over a little zebra crossing, and then all the Uber pickups over there, and you have a whole strip of pickup areas where you get the little shuttle buses across to the various car hire companies. So really straightforward. It's impossible to get lost or not know where you're going. The signage is really good. You see the buses over there actually. So that one's for Thrifty, Dollar and Hertz. And Avis and Budget. I'm going to be with another company. I think I'm with National, which is just on down a bit, and then I'll wait for the National bus to pick me up. They normally come round every 10 minutes or so. They're never far away. Okay. See, the Uber pickups are across there. If you're given a certain zone to get picked up at, again you just go across another zebra crossing. And I am down here. I think I might see the one I need that's further down there actually. So I'm just going to keep walking. I have a feeling the one behind this sixth one is National. Is Alamo, Enterprise and National. Yes, that is me. So there's the main terminal building, and I'm going to go down here and jump on this shuttle bus. So that little slope I came down, there's many of those along the terminal building. So that's door 2, can take you in or bring you out of there. I don't know what number was that I came out to, so I'm going to jump on here and I'll catch you at the car hire place. So just been into National Rent a Car. You see the entrance there behind me. Really straightforward, straight in, off the bus, straight into there. I'm just getting a straightforward compact car which is just across the way. Just give you the zone number, and again the keys are inside, you can pick any car you want. So that concludes my travel day today with Aer Lingus, travelling from Dublin Airport in Ireland through to Washington Dulles Airport in the US. Just to summarise actually my experience of Aer Lingus today, this is the second or third time I have flown Aer Lingus to the US, and I've had mixed experiences up until now. I was quite pleased today. The overall travel experience at Dublin Airport was good. Aer Lingus itself was fantastic. Can't argue with it. The staff were friendly, they came round, they were around quickly with refreshments and snacks, they were around quickly with the food. The food was really nice. The movie options were pretty good. I have seen better, but it wasn't a mega long flight, so plenty of options on there to see. I certainly was not bored. They were more than accommodating when I went up and asked for another drink, and the plane was clean and everything, so no concern at all. We landed bang on time. We were off the plane at the time we were due to land, and everything went really smoothly. So definitely a more positive experience this time with Aer Lingus, I'm pleased to say. What I've covered off today and hopefully got some benefit out of was the airport itself, the check-in service, the security, pre-clearance for the US, and then the plane itself, a review of the food and everything. I'll have put all that in, the service and everything else, and then how to get from the airport to baggage reclaim, and then from baggage reclaim here to the car hire place. So if you have found some benefit in any of that, please do give the video a thumbs up. Please do hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. I would appreciate that, and hit that notification bell and you'll be alerted when I do another travel video. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please do give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy the video. If you got any benefit from it at all, please do consider subscribing, and do comment down below if you have your own opinion on Aer Lingus. Is it an airline you enjoy flying with? What do you enjoy about it? What do you not? Any comments down below, I will respond to all of them, so thank you very much. Do check out the other content on the channel. We have lots of holiday content to Universal Orlando and Disney and other locations around the world, so please do check that out if you haven't already. See you in the next one.